Hello from Yes Queen channel. In today's video, I am going to talk about my coming out story at my work. And in order to do so, I am going to compare my experiences in one, working for a global consulting firm, which is my previous job, and now the consulting firm, which is domestic and like a startup company. So in overall, people react very positively. So like now I am going to look at these cases in detail. So first, my previous company, global consulting firm. So the first time I came out was at this kind of gathering for freshers before entering the office. So I came out with my colleagues, well, to some of my colleagues, and they reacted very positively. And after like entering the office, consultants usually have like projects. So I work with called like people we call like project members. So I came out with almost all the project members, and also if I get closer to my clients, I came out to them, and they were all like understanding and supportive. So like for example, like my girlfriend, when she comes to the office, or when I work with my clients, and when I'm at my client's office, she comes to the client's office, so I introduce her to my colleagues, or I introduce her to my clients, and it's very nice, because I don't have to lie and say I have a boyfriend. No, like I can introduce my girlfriend as my girlfriend, which is very important to me, because I feel uncomfortable when people ask me, "Hey, do you have a boyfriend?" Because I don't have a boyfriend. I have a girlfriend and I love her so much, like that. It's very important. It sounds simple, but it's very important. And actually, one of the biggest reasons why I decided to enter my previous company was that because I saw them at the Tokyo Rainbow Pride booth. When I was a grad student studying in Tokyo, I decided to go and see the Tokyo Rainbow Pride. And they were at the booth. And at that time, like not many consulting firms had the booth at the Tokyo Rainbow Pride. So I saw the attitude is, very positive and very supportive and very understanding. And when I walked up there and talked to some people at the booth, it was very clear that those people at the booth, they're very understanding and supportive. So I thought, okay, maybe I can be very I can be myself, and I can feel very comfortable working with these people. So I decided to join that company. And on the very first day at my first project, I met my project manager, and he was actually the guy I met at the booth. So we immediately recognized each other, and we started talking, and as you can imagine, it was very easy to work with him and all the other project members. And after the first project, I still had like different projects, and at all the project I was being myself, I was being who I am, and I was pretty comfortable about it. So I appreciate these people, who are accepting me for who I am, because it matters so much to me. However, because it is a global company, we have huge number of people working at the company. And when we have many people, of course, there are different kinds of people. So I've had some, unpleasant experiences as well. For example, I look like feminine, so some guys ask me out, and sometimes I tell them, hey, I like women, and some of them actually spread that story as I am into women, but in an unpleasant way. So sometimes I see people from my previous company and like telling me that, hey, I've heard that you are into women, but that sounded like wrong, because like straight men, they don't fall for all women, and straight women don't fall for all men. I don't fall for all women, but I was like, it was put in that way, and I was like a little bit offended because it's just wrong. And another case was like now my hair is like this long, and when I entered the previous company I also had my hair like this long, but I decided to cut my hair until here because at that time like I just wanted this immediate action to do something, you know so like I thought maybe cutting my hair like shorter would make less guys ask me out kind of thing. So but anyways, most of all of people were like accepting and supportive, so I appreciate it because being who I am means so much to me, and because we spend so many hours at the office, it's very, very important. So that's my story at my previous company. And now my current company, the first time I came out was the very first day at the office because we had this kind of welcome dinner. So we kind of like, we had like dinner, we had drinks, and like we were kind of relaxed, and we started talking about like some private matters. And so like I decided to come out to some people, and they were very cool about it, they were very positive about it. And I even showed a picture of myself at the 2019 Tokyo Rainbow Pride because I was at the parade. So I showed the picture, and they were like, oh my god, it's so cool, and next year we should also join the parade. So these kind of supportive comments are really encouraging to me. So I felt like, oh my god, I really made a great decision to like work with these kinds of like positive people. And until now, like I never had negative reaction at my current company, and I'm very happy about it. So after the first day, I decided to like come out with like people like little by little. But then I decided, hey, guess what, I can just tell everyone at once. And how did I do that? SNS. Because at my company we have like this kind of SNS for like company only use. It's like Facebook, so like people who just enter the office, they just post something to like introduce themselves, or we can talk about what kind of projects we are assigned to kind of thing. So on my first post, I also put the picture of myself at the Tokyo Rainbow Pride, at the parade. And they were very positive about it. And I also talked about my girlfriend and how much I'm in love with her and everything. It's like, it's so comforting, when people know what kind of person I am. They don't ask me, oh, do you have a boyfriend? Because do you have a boyfriend question sounds very simple, but every time, imagine every time I have to say, hey, actually I don't have a boyfriend, I have a girlfriend and I love her so much. Repeating all this like conversation can be very stressful if it gets piled up. But at my company, since I'm out to everyone, nobody asks me that kind of question. It's very easy. Like I feel very comfortable. And another event was that I've kind of mentioned earlier that my current company is a startup company. So this year, like early summer, they've decided to hold an event because it's been 5 years since they've established this company. And it's called a family day. So they were saying that, okay, for this family day, you can bring like your family, your partners, people who matter to you. So I, of course, decided to bring my girlfriend with me. So at my office, I introduced her to people, to my colleagues, and I showed her around my office. So it's really nice, like being able to introduce my girlfriend as my girlfriend, more like a partner. It's very nice. And my girlfriend was also saying that it's really nice that she can actually get to see the people that I'm working with, and she can actually see what kind of office and where I'm working at. So like I think I've been very fortunate about the people that I'm working with in the working environment, because I can be who I am. And now I've talked about people's reaction, and people's reaction at my previous company and my current company weren't much different, as I've already explained. Almost all of them were supportive and understanding, and I really appreciate it. But when it comes to the system, these two are very different. How different? First, global consulting firm, my previous company, as it is a global company, they have to be careful about their reputation, and they kind of feel the responsibility to make the world better. So they have this global policy to be more like inclusive and like accepting the difference and all. So for example, even in this Japanese branch, some departments, they had this like welfare system which kind of treats straight married couple and same-sex partnered couple like almost equally. For example, if like straight married couple get like extra days off, for honeymoon, same-sex married couple get the same if they're acknowledged by the same partners at some like their own local cities. But be careful, in Japan, same-sex marriage is still not legalized, so they are acknowledged as partners. So that's it. And however, when it comes to my current company, it's still like a startup company, so they're trying to grow rapidly, and they're trying to work on whatever they need to work on, like if they find something that they need to improve on, they do. So in terms of like LGBTQI plus like society, they still have loads to work on, but luckily people are like very supportive. So it's the system that needs like a little bit of like work. So that's the difference. So I guess that's the coming out story, my coming out story at my work. And like it's being who I am, being true to who I am at my work is very important, because I spend so many hours working at my company, and I see these people every day at my office. So them knowing who I am and being okay with who I am means a lot to me. So I don't have to face the questions, like, hey, do you have a boyfriend? Like, I don't have a boyfriend. Like, I have a girlfriend and she's beautiful and I love her so much, I mean, do you have a boyfriend question sounds like a very peculiar, very small thing, but like try to imagine like somebody asking me, do you have a boyfriend? And every time I have to say, hey, I don't have a boyfriend, I have a girlfriend, I have to come out every time. It can be like a little stressful. It can be a little stressful, and if it gets piled up, it can be quite stressful. So I think I'm very fortunate that people are very understanding and supportive. And like I see nowadays companies in Japan are trying to get this like diversity seminars so they can have a better understanding on their employees, or they can be more prepared when they have interviews with grad students. I think it's a very good movement. So yeah, like I guess like like if the more companies become more understanding, I mean like more happy people. So like I think that's good. So anyways, that's my coming out story, and I would also like you to share your coming out story at work or not coming out story at work. So any happy episodes, sad episodes, pleasant episodes, unpleasant episodes, they're all welcome. I am willing to learn from you. So thank you very much for watching the video, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. So thank you and see you soon.